Your school enrolled in the Scripps National Spelling Bee. Yeah! Here are the start-to-finish steps for a successful Classroom Spelling Bee. Find out who is your school's coordinator for the Spelling Bee program. They have access to all the materials you need. Next, get those materials, including the school spelling bee study list and your classroom pronouncer guide. Choose what kind of spelling bee you want to have, the traditional oral bee where your students spell out loud, or a written test. Your choice. You also have the option to include vocabulary. Set the date for your bee and let your students know. Give your students the level-specific study list that is right for your class. If your spelling all-stars are ready for a greater challenge, it's okay to give them the full school spelling bee study list too. Let them know that during the competition they can ask questions about their word, part of speech, alternate pronunciations, definition, and a sentence. On the day of your spelling bee for an oral bee, set the order of spellers in whatever way you choose. It's important to keep your students in the same order. If you opt for a written test, students can stay at their desk with only a piece of paper and a pencil. If you want to include vocabulary, get the separate vocabulary supplement from your spelling bee coordinator. Let the spelling begin. The Classroom Pronouncer Guide includes the words for your spelling bee and has other helpful information. Look for the tips on page 4. We have recommendations on where on the word list you should begin. And review the rules starting on page 5, especially how to end your bee on page 7. Say the word and ask your student to repeat it to make sure they heard you correctly. They can ask questions about the word.
Can you use it in a sentence?
Spell it, and then should repeat the word again, indicating they finished spelling. For a written test, you can choose which words and how many from your level study list. Say each word and include the additional information for each word from the Classroom Pronouncer Guide. For example, inside. This word could be confused with a similar word. Inside. Adjective. Being on an inner surface or side. After 10 days of solid rain, the students were tired of inside recess. Your students should write their answers and turn in their papers to you for grading or switch with a classmate for peer grading. You can use vocabulary as part of the entire contest, as an additional challenge when you get down to the final few spellers, or even as extra credit in your language arts curriculum. Do what works for you. With each misspelling, you could use a bell, or just say, "Nice try," and move to the next. Celebrate your champion. We offer customized certificates in the login section of spellingbee.com. Check with your school coordinator. Your classroom champion advances to the next level. That could be your grade level or the entire school bee. Give your classroom champion the full 450-word school spelling bee study list to prepare. And that's it. Follow these 10 easy steps and you'll have a successful spelling bee that your students will remember forever.